So welcome to Yin Yoga tonight. I hope you're ready to relax and chill out. Someone just popped on, so make sure you've got a pillow, a blanket, make sure you're warm and some wall space is handy, and just relax, let go. We start off seated. I've got my phone handy because we're going to time ourselves in each posture. Yeah. And we're only going to do maybe 4 or 5 poses. So you can imagine that we're going to be in a pose much longer than what we're used to. So one of my favorite ways to move is to flow from pose to pose. But in Yin Yoga, we're going to get into a pose and then stay there for a while. Yeah. So it's a little bit different to what I'm used to. And if you're used to doing my class, then this will be quite different for you. So I like to sit on a pillow, so I've got my hips a little bit higher. And you can have one leg crossed in front of the other. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can always put some blocks underneath your knees there. Helps you just to be able to be a bit more comfortable there. Rest your hands on your knees. Breathe in, lift the shoulders up and around the back. And then just push your chin back a little bit. So finding that perfect posture. Let your eyes close and just let your face relax for a moment. So take a moment to acclimatize to your space. So get used to the noises that you have around you. Let your awareness get drawn to each noise. And as it gets drawn to each noise, identify the noise so that when you hear it as we move through the class, you already know what it is and you don't have to pay it too much attention. And as you become comfortable with the sounds around you, start to notice the smells around you. So if you're outside, maybe you've got that lovely grass smell. If you're within your bedroom, just your own smell. If, like me, you're in your kitchen, I've got the smell of dinner that's happening after this. So identifying those smells. So as they pop in your consciousness as we move through the class, you know what they are. They don't require any more attention than that. Now start to breathe a little bit deeper. And with your chin pulled back, breathe in and out through your nose. Maybe that helps to create a wave-like sound with your breathing. So you're channeling the air in through your nose and it's traveling down the back of the throat. And reversing that, it comes out through the back of the throat and out through the nose into the space around you. Making now the sounds of your inside louder than the sounds that are outside. You might want to try pushing the back of the throat the back of the tongue towards the back of the throat, just constricting the airway a little. Helping to make that wave-like sound even louder. You're slowing your breathing down. Making it wave-like. Making it so that you can hear it. And let your attention stay on that. Takes a little bit of practice. So if you don't get it straight away, if you don't even get it for this class, don't worry about it. Just think about breathing deeply. Next time you breathe in, imagine the breath flowing all the way up through the crown of the head, maybe even going just above the head. And as you breathe out, it travels from that point it reached all the way through the head and down the spine into the earth. Breathing in, it travels up your body, through the crown of the head, up into the space above your head. And then breathing out, it travels down into your head, through your body, all the way to the earth. Keep breathing like that for a few more rounds. Channeling the breath through your central channel. Feeling the lift and the lightness as you breathe in, getting to the crown of the head and above. And then feeling the weightiness as the breath travels down the body and into the earth. Almost like the yin and the yang. Yeah, so breathing in, feeling the lightness. Breathing out, feeling the heaviness. One more time, long breath in. Long breath out. Now just keep the breath flowing. You can keep that noise going with your breathing, that ujjayi breathing. And let your right ear fall towards the right shoulder. And let your left hand just rest on the floor by your left hip. Walk the fingertips away from the left hip, keeping the fingertips on the floor, and then just hold it there. Let the breath flow. You could even imagine that air floating up through the crown of the head in this different angle now. And that weightiness of the breath as you let the breath follow you all the way down through the spine and into the earth. So if you get distracted, that's where the breath comes in really handy. It's like a little reminder, just to bring you back. Keep reaching the left fingertips away. And keep relaxing now the ear towards the shoulder. So the difference in yin is that we're not trying to activate our muscles now. We're trying to let the muscles be and get into our joints. So let the weight of the head be super heavy. As you feel space there on the left side. You feel the left shoulder joint, the shoulder blade. You might even feel some tingling. Just be mindful of that tingling. If you're hitting any nerves, maybe just draw back a bit. Keep the breath flowing if you get lost. Keep the body relaxing if you start to get tense. It's nice if you can keep your eyes closed so that your surroundings don't distract you. So bringing the hand back in, and then just pick your head back up to the center. Notice how that feels there. Maybe just let the head move from side to side, noticing the difference there in each side. And then resting the hands on the knees again, just let your left ear fall to the left shoulder, or whatever side you did before. So take a moment to settle. And then try and take the hand down to the hip and walking the fingertips away, keeping the fingertips on the floor, and then just try and relax. Okay, try not to be here with your muscles. Let the weight of the head stretch the side of the neck. Again, if you're thinking about your joints, think about your shoulder and your shoulder joint, your shoulder blade, all hanging heavy down that opposite side. You could imagine as you breathe in, the breath coming from the crown of the head in this funny diagonal shape. As you breathe out, it goes back through the head, down the neck, maybe even down through the arm, rather than down into the earth. Use your imagination. Visualize the body. Visualize your skeleton in this shape. And how can you relax your bones? Let the breath help you to relax. Maybe you're able to hang on to that Ujjayi breathing. Okay, that anchor into your practice. If you have no idea what that is, you can't work that one out. You're just breathing deeply. So bringing your hand back in, and then bring your head back to the center, really slow. And again, take your time just to let your head move from side to side. Cool. And then bring the gaze back to the center. Just rest both hands onto your chest. Press the hands down into the chest and then turn the face up to the sky. Yeah, so as you push the chest down, you turn the face up to the sky. So now feel the stretch through the front of the throat. Breathe in through your nose. It should be like a funnel down the back of your throat. And breathe out. One more time, breathing in, stretching the front of the throat. Getting that space in the back of the neck. Breathing out. See if you can press the chest down. So releasing the hands and bring your head back to the center. Just let the chin drop to the chest for a moment and see how the back of the neck feels. Take the fingertips behind your neck and then just massage either side of the spine. And seeing if you can let go of any tension that's built up there. Well done. Okay, so releasing the hands. Bring your knees up and give your legs a little shake. So the key is now, as we move from pose to pose, to not let yourself drift out of this lovely relaxed state that you have found. And we're going to come into a forward fold now. So getting into your hamstrings, I've got a couple of options for you. So if you want, you can be on your pillow, that's it, and flexing your feet. And then you just fold forwards over your legs and relax yourself forwards. Now, normally I would be saying to breathe in and lift the chest forwards. And then breathe out and fall forwards. But now I want you just to find where you can relax. So you're not holding it onto any muscles. If that feels like that's enough, stay there. Otherwise, if you've got a wall, yeah, you're going to walk your hands towards the wall and you're going to place the back of your body onto the wall. Walk your feet towards the wall and then just relax there in this forward fold shape. So it's quite intense to see how it feels. If that's too intense but you would like to do something with the wall, then turn around, push your bum into the wall and then relax the head down. And it's the same thing, we don't want to be holding on to any muscles. We just want to let the bones stretch or the joints stretch. So we're there for 2 minutes. If you are against the wall, all the blood is going to pool into your head. If you're folding over your legs in a forward fold, then just notice when muscles take over. Let the breath really flow through your body, because there's going to be a moment where you want to come out of the pose. And unless it's a pain that's bringing you out of the pose, and maybe just it's discomfort and you can stay there, then it's the breathing that's going to help you overcome that. So keep the breath flowing, relax into whichever shape you've chosen, and let your bones relax. Feel the hamstrings stretch without any tensing of the muscles. And just let your bones relax. They talk about people who do Yin Yoga as being Yinsters. And people like me who flow through each pose are Yangsters. So Yin is calm, slow, whereas Yang, we're looking for fire. It's great if you can find a balance of the both. Take one more breath. Okay, and then start to bring yourself out of the shape. And so if you're against a wall, know that you're coming back upright, so the blood is going to be flowing back down. And then we can bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to counterpose that. You can use your pillow to lay back onto. Have the soles of the feet together and knees open, and just rest your arms above the head. Okay, so the opposite to your forward fold now. Making sure that you can relax your muscles. Definitely relax your muscles. But see if you can let go of your bones. Keep your eyes closed. Notice when muscles take over to protect. And let your bones relax. So you're being a Yinster tonight. You could create music with your breathing. You can visualize the air flowing through your central channel like we did at the beginning. And all the muscles and the bones melting either side of that central channel. About 2 more breaths here. Carefully begin to bring your knees up. And you can roll over to one side. And bring yourself up to seated. Okay? And so any movement, you don't want to make it too quick. So you don't want to bring yourself out of the meditative state. Okay, so we're going to come into our next pose, which is a dragon. So if you haven't got a wall, have your right foot forwards, slide your left knee back, and bring your hands onto your knees. Yeah. Now, if you have got a wall, get your blanket, pop your knee right close to the wall, your shin up the wall, bring the right foot forwards. Yeah, so make sure now that foot is right below the knee, and then bring your hands onto your thigh. Okay, so wherever you are, close your eyes, breathe into it. How can you relax your bones here? Okay, so in yoga, we talk about nadis, and nadis are these energy channels that move through our body. And through breathing and our practice, we can help free up those channels so that the energy flows through our whole body. And there's said to be 72,000 of these nadis in our body. In yoga, we usually concentrate on 3 of them. In Yin Yoga, though, they talk about meridians. So that comes from Chinese medicine. And I believe there's 12 of them. So in a pose like this, we would be accessing the lower meridians. They can help with things like your spleen, your liver, your kidneys. These are subtle channels. Yeah, so you wouldn't see them if a doctor opened you up. But they're subtle channels. Keep the breath flowing as you relax into this shape. Just bringing your hands inside your legs. Maybe you could come down onto your forearms. Yeah, if that's not possible, then you're going to stay where you are on your hands. And you can always bridge the gap with a block. Try and relax the bones. Try and relax your muscles. Notice when you want to come out of the pose and see if you can go past that. Carefully bring yourself back up. Walk yourself back so your hip goes back towards your heel, and then you can lower your right knee, and if you've just got the leg up, just lower the knee down. Take both legs back, so knees touch, big toes touch, and relax the tummy, the chest over the leg. Now you can let your forehead rest on the floor. If it's too far away, the floor's too far away, use your pillow or use your block. But again, we're not using our muscles here. Try and relax your hips down into your heels. Try and relax your head. Try and relax your shoulders. Walking your way back up. How does that right leg feel there? Let's take it to the other side. Okay, so coming back, if you've got wall space, then you can line up the other knee close to the wall, have the shin close to the wall, and bring the foot forwards. If not, you're doing it as you did it before, resting your hands on your knees or your forearms on your knees, and then just breathing into that sensation there. Okay, so you can let your eyes close and try and relax your hip. Yeah, so the hip of the leg that is extended back, you feel the stretch there, that lengthening through the front of the thigh, and then also the downward action of the opposite hip. Let the breath flow. The mind is telling you to come out. Is that because this isn't good for you? Or is that because you're agitated? Agitated by the stretch, by the position? Is it something that you can move through, yeah, without injury? You can always come in and out. But try and be a yin stir here. Let the muscles relax completely. Get access into your joints, into the ligaments. So you can bring your hands inside your leg. And then maybe walk the hands forwards. Yeah, maybe the floor's too far away though, so you'll just stay on your hands. Keep listening to your body. Although the mind might be saying, come out, what is the body saying? Yeah, can the body be here a little bit longer? Well done. Walk your hands back up. Make your way out of this pose however you can. Now come back into your what's it called? Child's pose. Knees touching, big toes touching, and relax the tummy, the chest, the head down. So looking forwards, come up onto all fours. Have a nice space between your knees. Coming into what we call puppy pose in yoga. And it's a anahata in yin, which is also the same in yoga. But we're going to walk the hands forwards. Now you might feel like you always struggle with this one, so put a pillow underneath your chest and bring your chin to the floor. If you do struggle loads with this one, then just have your hands quite close in and let your chest sink towards the floor. Yeah. If you're good with this one, you bring your hands closer together. Try not to jar your neck, but try and relax your muscles here. If you feel that there's a tingling sensation in your arms, then be mindful of that in case you're getting down a little bit too deep and aggravating the nerves. But if all feels good, just relax into this shape. If you are getting tingling in your fingers, you could separate your hands. And you can always bring your hands in a bit, stretch it out and come back in. If the breath is flowing up and down your central channel in this shape, follow the journey through your spine. Yeah, through the crown of the head, down your spine, all the way to your tailbone. And then back up the spine, out of the head. You've got 30 more seconds here. If the arms are tingling, then come out of it. If you're feeling aggravated, breathe through it. Walk your hands back in. Have the hands below the shoulders. Do the opposite of that. So your angry cat, chin to chest, round into the upper back, and really push the mat away. Coming back to neutral, we're going to come into pigeon pose. Okay, so bring your right knee to your right wrist. Move the right foot over to your left wrist, and then slide the back leg away. Okay, so now if this knee hurts at all, keep your heel underneath the thigh. Yeah. If that is not a good pose either, you can also lie down onto your back and have your hands here and just cross the leg over. Maybe you do it here like this. Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, well, in yoga we call it pigeon. In Yin, they call it swan. This is proud swan with your hands back and your head lifted, your chest lifted. Now, if it was a yoga in my class, then I would be telling you to push down to lift up. But here you're just going to relax down. Yeah. If you feel like the arch in your lower back is too much, walk your hands forwards. But take a moment here. Okay, so we're not trying to push away from the floor now, we're trying to melt into the floor, into the shape. And if there's any pain in that knee, then we're going to bring the heel underneath the thigh, or we're going to cross the leg over our knee, facing the other way. Okay, so proud swan, chest forwards, chin pushing back. Think about the shape of your bones in this pose. If you feel comfortable here, you can take one hand back and the other hand back. If that fires up too many muscles though, then just keep the hands down. Sleeping swan, you're going to lay your body over your leg and reach your arms out in front and relax. So I would be saying here now to push down through that back foot, to try and bring that left hip forwards, but you're just going to relax. You're going to let gravity help you sink into your bones. So you're getting that nice stretch in your right hip, and hopefully some length through the front of your left thigh, your left hip flexor. Now that you're relaxing in this shape, has your mind wandered to things that aren't important right now? Can you focus on your body? Focus on your breathing. Can you be a yinster? Walk your hands back up. And we're going to come into screaming swan. So right hand comes inside right leg. I imagine you know what that might be. You're going to bend the left leg in. Reach back with the left hand for the left foot. Now if you've got a strap, maybe you can't quite reach the foot, so you can hook the strap around the foot. I know the right hip is going to be talking to you. See how you can hang tight. Can you breathe through it? Okay, as the muscles relax, create space for your joints to relax. How's the internal chatter going? Have you managed to find moments where it's not there? Lovely, guys. We're coming out of screaming swan. Come out mindfully. Let go of the back leg carefully. Tuck your back toes, and we get to take a downward dog. So lift the hips up and take your right leg back. It might feel a little bit dead, so bounce around a little bit, get blood flowing back into your leg. And this right leg is going to feel really good once we've got into the left leg and that left hip. So let's bring the left knee to your left wrist. Okay? And as you know, if this knee hurts at all, you're going to keep it underneath you. You can always flip it the other way. Okay? Or if all's well, bring the heel away from your pelvis. Proud swan, fingertips by your side and lift the chest up. Okay, and try not push away from the floor. Try and melt into the mat. While breathing in, just think about maybe how the breath flows here, all the way through to the crown of the head and above, and down the spine, back into the earth. If you feel like it's a good place for you to take your hands behind your back. How's the outside of the left hip doing there? Can you imagine that ball and socket joint relaxing and stretching? Trying not to push away from the floor, trying to relax into the floor. Sleeping swan, walk yourself forwards. Now you could always be on your forearms. You could always be on your hands. If that knee is screaming, listen to it. If the body is just a little bit agitated and you want to stretch out that left hip, could it be there a little bit longer? So analyze the sensations and work out what they're telling you to do. Yeah? And when do you need to listen? It's like interpreting a new language. Well done. Walk your way back up. All right, so coming into the screaming swan, left hand inside left leg, bending the right leg in, using the strap if you need to. Yeah. Squeezing the heel into the bottom, or using your hand and getting that lovely quad stretch there. And then once you feel the quad stretch, relax the right hip. Yeah, so I would normally say push down through your right knee. Feel the difference. So if you push down to the right knee and push down to the outer left thigh, left hip, and then relax. Let everything just melt. Notice the difference. Okay, so finding the difference in the practice. Letting go of your right leg nice and slowly. So now both hips should feel pretty good. Tucking your back toes and take your left leg back. And again, just paddle out the legs here. Okay, lower the knees to the floor. So now, if there is a wall space nearby, then you can go to it. You don't need to see me. But if you haven't got a wall space, you can also do it without the wall. Okay, so take your bum right against the wall. And then you want to sort of turn it so that you're on your side when you lay down, and then lift your legs up. So it's called legs up the wall pose. You can also do this against a sofa. Yeah, so it doesn't matter that the feet aren't being supported. Just take a moment to relax here with the feet up. And if you can imagine the blood flowing down the legs the wrong way, creating that beautiful boost to your circulation. And can you let almost like, it's like the ankle joints are pouring into your hip joints. Let the eyes close. Don't worry if you haven't got a wall, you just hold the legs up in the air. You could take the hands behind your thighs if it's difficult. At some point, you might even feel some pulsing in your feet. If something has distracted you in the room, notice it. Sometimes you even have to answer a question if you're at home and someone's there. Just answer the question, try not to come out of your space. Carefully now, we're just going to let the legs separate. Now opening up to the side. If it feels too intense, you can always bring the legs back up. But again, try and relax your bones. Try and let the muscles relax so they can help the legs stretch as wide as they want to. If anything feels like pinching, then bring the legs up a little bit closer. But if everything is good, just try and relax. Muscles will be trying to turn on. We try and turn them off. We've got 1 more minute here. You know, there will be sensations in your legs. If it's just a stretching sensation, then let it go. If it's something different, then bring your legs up. Use your hands now outside of your thighs to bring your legs back up to the center. Hug your knees into your chest. And if you have got a wall there, just place your feet flat on the wall. Yeah. If you haven't, just wrap your arms over your knees. Pushing your feet into the wall, just let the hips sink into the floor. Can you feel the whole spine? Can you feel your shoulder blades? Take a big breath in and a long breath out. So if you have got your feet against the wall, you might need to move your bum a bit further away. Okay? And if you haven't got a wall, put your feet flat on the floor. Pushing your feet into the wall or feet flat on the floor, push down and lift your hips up. And notice if you needed to take your hips a bit further away. So you might be in bridge pose with the feet flat on the floor, or feet pushing into the wall and you're lifting your hips up, pushing the pelvis forwards, feeling the weight pouring into your upper back. And then lower the spine down. Feel each of the vertebrae touch the floor. Nice, guys. Good. Bring your knees into your chest. Well done. Hug the thighs in super, super close, and you can rock from side to side. And then let your feet roll over if you need to, if the wall is there. And bring yourself back onto your mat. If you wanted to pop the blanket over your feet, you can. Maybe put the blanket over your legs. You could use your pillow for your head. And rest your hands down by your side, your palms faced up. Okay, so make sure you're warm. I'm going to sit up so I can speak better. So while you lie there in Shavasana, sometimes legs straight isn't good for your back, so you can always have your knees bent and let your knees press together. But can you feel all the bones pressing into the floor? Okay, so can you feel your skeleton? Can you let the muscles almost melt off your quads, off your calves, off your shins? Feel the muscles melt off your biceps, your triceps, your core. Just leaving your bones without weight to just relax. Feel the back of the head pressing into the floor, and then feel the skin relax on your face. Can you let your jaw relax completely? And finally let go of those muscles in between your eyebrows. You could imagine or visualize the energy channels that travel through your whole body. You could imagine them like a network, like a highway of roads running from your toes to your fingertips. There's no traffic jams on those highways. Those energy channels are clear. Anything that you came to your mat with, anything that wasn't serving you, maybe you've let that go now. That when we eventually come back to seated, you'll be free of that and you can continue with your day. We're no longer blocked. Energy is traveling freely through your body. If you've got time for a much longer Shavasana, stay as long as you like. If you're moving with me, start to bring movement into your toes and into your fingers. Breathe in, reach your arms above the head and do that lovely full body stretch there. And then roll over to the right hand side into a fetal shape. Use your hands to walk your way up to seated to face the front. Sit in any shape that feels good for you. Bring the palms together, press the thumbs into your chest bone. Om Shanti. Shanti meaning peace. I hope you have a peaceful evening, guys. Thank you so much for coming today. Namaste. Awesome. If you have any questions, let me know as always. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I see you in the morning. Thank you so much.